my name is Brandon, Director of Product for high-end mountain bikes at Specialized Bikes. I want to show you the new 2011 demo. So this demo is a 100% ground-up redesign. Obviously, the goal on the bike was to make the fastest possible, quickest DH race bike for the Munster guys. So with the help of Sam and Brendan and Troy, we made an all-new bike you see here. The basic goals on the bike were, one, to keep the weight down low and centralized in the frame. You can see with the layout, the rear end is pushed down as low as possible. The shock is pushed down as low as possible. It's very important the bike turns well, and the bike's very balanced. So again, lots of effort in pushing the weight down low and keeping it centralized in the frame. Another important detail of the new bike was a longer stroke shock and longer eye-to-eye shock. So it goes to a 3-inch stroke shock, still same 8 inches travel front and rear, but with a longer stroke 3-inch shock. The idea there is a little more options for tuning and tweaking the ride characteristics of the shocks with a longer stroke, and we revised the rear end a bit to make the suspension a little more progressive at the end of its travel. An important detail in the 2011 demo is a new shock mount system here. Like on many of our bikes, we like our rear shocks to pivot on cartridge bearings. So this new yoke system allows us to, one, put bearings here in this yoke piece that runs off the sub seat stay, keeps you from wearing out your DU bushings in the nasty wet conditions, and keeps the suspension moving nice and free. And it also allows us to move this pivot point back to basically where it'd be right by the wheel here. As I mentioned earlier, one of the goals on the bikes is make the suspension a bit more progressive at the end of its travel. So again, all new suspension kinematics to tune that in. Some other details on the bike. The bike now comes in 4 sizes. We have a new extra small size up to size large. Geometry is the same as the 2010 demo, with the exception of a little bit shorter seat tubes on some sizes and a little bit shorter head tubes, so you can lower your bars just a bit. Lastly, major change on the bike is a much narrower rear end. Even with the 150 millimeter rear axle, through axle system, the rear end is as narrow as possible. We wanted to make sure that the riders didn't have problems clipping their heels on the back of the stays. So we made the rear end nice, narrow, and tucked in. Also, you'll notice all the lines and all the forgings and the tubes are as smooth as possible to keep mud collection down to a minimum. So obviously the guys race on super muddy courses quite a bit, so we're trying to keep the mud from collecting and keeping all the mud just flowing through the frame. Lastly, frame weight goes down by 3/4 pounds compared to last year's frame, so it's a big weight reduction on the 2011 demo. Some other detailed changes on the 2011 demo would be a through axle system that we prototyped last year with the Munster guys. It goes to the pretty much industry standard 150 millimeter spacing in the rear, 12 mil through axle system. It's a very simple single pinch bolt system. Same tool for tightening down the pinch bolt and removing your axle. We also go to a 83 millimeter wide BB shell. The BB shell is actually changing to what we call a press fit 30 DH system. This is a standard that we worked with SRAM on, and you'll see it more and more in the industry here shortly in the next coming years. But the idea, it uses press-in bearings so that you can run a bigger, beefier PF30 or BB30 style spindle in the future, so for lighter, more efficient crank systems. In the meantime, the PF30 system is 100% compatible with all threaded cranks that are out there. Whatever your favorite cranks are, Shimano, Raceface, Tuvative, whatever it might be, all cranks are 100% compatible as long as they're the wide spindle option. Model lineup, you guys have to pick from Demo 8.2, which you see here, which is the highest end model. We also have a more affordable Demo 8.1 and a frame set option in a couple of colors.